皆さん、また来てくださってありがとうございます。こちらはマンハッタンニューヨーク金曜日の夜です。ということでね、とうとうイーロン乗っけることにしました。今日の動画は短いの1個と、2つなんですけど、1個はトランプさんがジョーローガンのポッドキャストに出たやつなんですね。で、もう一個はイーロンとタッカーが話をしてるやつで、もう負けたらどうすんのよっていうやつの続きみたいな感じで、それも、話してます。これは両方とも選挙の前なので、選挙の前にいかにもう政府が血税を無駄遣いしてるかっていうことを2人とも話してるやつなんですね。で、イーロンもトランプさんもやっぱりビジネスマンですから、いかに政府が本当に分かってない、ただもう意地悪のような感じでやっていて、ちっちゃい企業の成長を止めていたり、国民の血税を無駄遣いしていたりっていうことを話してるんですね。で、今もう勝ちましたので、これからどんどん素晴らしい技術が安価で国民に享受されていくっていう感じがして、ちょっとワクワクするので見てください。あともう一個はね、日本でね、イーロンが補助金目当てでトランプに取り入ってるみたいなことを言ってた方がいたんですよ。で、これも全く違うっていうのをこのイーロンのコメントから見ていただけると思います。ということで、どうぞ。
Think of what Elon does, and he did one other thing that I never heard of it. It's Starlink. I went down to North Carolina, Georgia, the different places. I followed it right down, and they had no communication. The poles were all knocked down. And one of the guys in North Carolina said, "Could you do me a favor? Do you know Elon Musk?" Yes. He endorsed me. By the way, he gave me the nicest endorsement too. The tough. He said the country's going to fail. Could you get him? We need Starlink. And I called Elon. He got it for him so fast, saved so many lives. And I said, "How was it?" They said, "Better than the wires. You know, they couldn't put them in. They were all gone." So
I used it recently in Utah in the mountains.
Did you find it good?
Oh, it's phenomenal. It's the size of an iPad. You just set it down on the ground. You get high-speed internet. It's incredible.
We're spending, just to show you, we're spending $1 trillion to get cables all over the country, right? Up to upstate areas where you have like 2 farms and they're spending millions of dollars to have
Well, talk about the $42 billion that was wasted on this internet access program. They didn't get anybody access to internet.
They haven't hooked up one person.
Not one person. They spent $42 billion. They could have gotten Starlinks to everybody with that kind of money.
For almost nothing.
Yeah.
For a monthly charge.
And it would have been incredible. And it's high-speed internet everywhere you want to go.
And he wanted to do that.
I can talk. Just look like now. I'm just talking. Look at me. Wow, amazing. Can you believe it? I can talk without a teleprompter. That's crazy.
But if he loses, it's going to be hard for you to pretend you never supported him.
All in. In the deep end.
Yeah, no, you are definitely in the deep end. You cannot touch bottom.
No, I'm like rolling around. I'm like a pig in mud. I'm like, it's all in, baby.
Is it fun?
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
How?
I mean, there may be some, in the hopefully unlikely event that he loses, there may be some vengeance on me.
Were you kidding?
I mean, it's possible.
It's possible? You've got to be one of the biggest government contractors.
We do essential work for the government.
Yes.
Yeah, but it's not like, you know, we do useful essential work.
Right.
That we compete for and win contracts on because our product is much better and costs less. That's why we get government contracts.
No.
and I mean, if you take, for example, the NASA contract to transport astronauts to and from the space station, NASA awarded 2 contracts at the start, one to Boeing and one to SpaceX. Boeing was awarded twice as much as SpaceX. SpaceX has done all the astronaut transport from the space station, and Boeing has only done one transport of 2 astronauts to the space station, and we had to bring them back. Boeing got twice as much as SpaceX. A total misunderstanding that my companies have been subsidized and supported by the government and get all these, and it's like, do you really think that a Biden administration is going to subsidize me?
Probably not.
Are you kidding? No. In fact, they take away every contract they possibly can. So, for example, there was the FCC contract to $42 billion for providing rural broadband.
Yes.
Okay. We actually first said, look, we think there shouldn't be any subsidies, so we recommend that this program just not exist. But since you're insisting that it exists, we will compete, and we have better products. So we won, I don't know, about a quarter of it, which would have included the devastated areas like North Carolina and stuff. And the FCC took it away illegally. They just voted. 3 out of 5 commissioners voted away and said, even though you want it, we're rescinding it.
On what grounds?
And do you know how many people they've connected?
How many?
0.
So, you think that was political?
Well, the 3 Democrats voted against it, and the 2 Republicans voted for it.
So you tried to get Starlink.
Yes.
Into North Carolina, into Western North Carolina, the areas devastated by the hurricane.
We have got it is in there, and it is the primary means of communication in the devastated areas.
You had conflict with Buttigieg over this.
We've been delivering Starlink terminals there for a while, and obviously some people already had them since they just, private individuals had Starlink there already. We delivered really thousands of terminals and got all the way up to the areas where they wouldn't let us go any further. And then we're like, okay, we're going to send helicopters in and find people who are stranded and give them Starlink terminals, which I think is a nice thing to do.
Yeah.
Okay. They wouldn't let us land because there was an FAA notice to M and NOTAM that said in order to land, you have to know who you're going to meet with to land. Now, the problem is we're trying to deliver internet communications. People don't have internet communications. We don't know who they are, but then they can't reach us because they don't have communications. Do you see the catch-22 here?
Yes, I do.
Insane. So it's obviously impossible for people who don't have internet communications to let us know who they are.
Did you explain this to the federal government?
Yes.
What did they say?
They fixed it.
How was Buttigieg when you talked to him?
He was actually good. So I want to be
Yeah.
I want to give Buttigieg some credit here.
Yes.
First, when I complained about it, reacted in a very level-headed way, and he reached out to me and he called me.
Yeah.
And we discussed the issue, got to the bottom of it, and he fixed it.
Good.
So credit to Buttigieg.
Yeah. Well, and to you for pushing it.
Yeah.
Well, you publicized it too on it.
Yeah.
As soon as you shamed him.
Well, but I do want to give credit where it's due.
Yeah. No, amen.
So-
I agree completely.